Welcome back to the World Journal. I am Arshad Khatlani. Today we are looking at the diplomatic push in New York that could reshape the conversation about Palestine, but also expose the deep scars of colonial history that brought us here. France and Saudi Arabia are convening dozens of world leaders at the United Nations to rally support for a two-state solution. Some countries, including France, are expected to formally recognize a Palestinian state. On Sunday, Britain, Australia, and Portugal already did so. It is a big symbolic shift, but on the ground, not much is changing. Israel's most far-right government has vowed there will never be a Palestinian state. It continues its assault in Gaza, and settlers in the West Bank are escalating violence against the Palestinians. And Israel, backed by the United States, isn't even at the table. Both are boycotting the summit. Israel's UN ambassador went so far as to call it a circus. Behind the scenes, Israeli officials are considering drastic retaliation, even annexing parts of the occupied West Bank. But annexation could alienate countries like the United Arab Emirates, which has warned that crossing that red line would undermine the Abraham Accords or the normalization of Israel with Gulf Arab states. Meanwhile, European states remain divided. Most now recognize Palestine. Germany and Italy don't. Berlin insists recognition should come only after a negotiated peace. Rome says doing it now will be counterproductive. And for Palestinians in Gaza under siege, fleeing bombing, watching their homes destroyed, these recognitions feel distant. One Palestinian man told reporters, even if Australia, Canada, and France acknowledge Palestine, there will be still no serious pressure on Israel to grant Palestinians their rights. To understand why recognition feels so hollow, you have to go back a century to a secret deal that shaped the Middle East as we know it. In 1916, British diplomat Mark Sykes and French negotiator Picot sat over a map of the region. With a pencil and a ruler, they carved up Arab lands into British and French zones of influence. No consultation, no consent, just lines on a map. The infamous Sykes-Picot Agreement betrayed promises British had made to the Arabs. Promises of independence in exchange of fighting the Ottoman Empire. Instead, they got colonial rule. And it didn't stop here. In Palestine, the 1917 Balfour Declaration promised a Jewish homeland while assuring Arab majority their rights would be protected. That assurance was broken almost immediately. By 1948, during the Nakba, the catastrophe, 750,000 Palestinians were expelled from their homes to make way for the State of Israel. That legacy of betrayal still defines conflict. From the bombing of Gaza to settlements in West Bank, what we are seeing now is not new. It's the violent continuity of a colonial architecture designed to divide, destabilize, and deny. And that's why today's recognitions, even if they carry symbolic weight, feel so hollow. France and Britain may say they stand with Palestine now, but it was their maps, the deals, the betrayals that created the crisis in the first place. The question is whether this movement marks the beginning of real international pressure or just another round of empty declarations, Because unless the West reckons with its own history, with Sykes-Picot and Balfour and with Nakba, peace will remain a mirage and justice only a dream. You have been listening to the World Journal. I am Arshad Khatlani. Thanks for joining us.